Good evening, my dear teacher. My name is Carolina Prado. I am a student of this university, UTPL. This is my last semester, and today we're going to talk about the differences between formative and summative assessment. Let's start with the first topic, that is the purpose of assessment. The purpose of assessment is to record achievement, provides information about the learning process of our student, identify whether learning objectives are being achieved or not, provides teacher the tools to self-regulate or develop self-regulation, and increase motivation. The purpose of this assessment is to gather relevant information about the student performance or progress. Is a measure of what students are learning or not. Okay, let's start with the contrasting about the formative and summative assessment. Before to talk about these two assessment, I'm going to explain about the diagnostic assessment that is very important when we start a class or a program, or English program, because it's necessary to know the level of our student, or if they have weakness or strengths, and reinforce them using different kind of methods. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the formative assessment that help a student to learn and practice. This is used in the classroom and help us to identify gaps and improve learning. How? By approaches that support specific student needs. And the goal of this approach, or the goal of this assessment, is to monitor students and learning, to provide outgoing feedback that can be used by instructions to improve their teaching, and by a student to improve their learning. Um, for example, in formative assessment, we can use different kind of activities, like quick questions, activities on the board, uh, group poll or individuals work, and um, brainstorming, etc. I think that it's very important to use this kind of assessment, because this is a progress that the student have, and we can identify if they have been learning the classes. In the traditional class, the teacher doesn't matter if the student learn or not, or if the student understand or not the class. So now we can use different kind of method to develop the classes of our students, bring some materials that help them to motivate and learn a new language. Okay, and these these associate I associate these, like, activities that are construct to help the final grade that the student going to have. Because, for example, in a partial, we have 5 activities, and the last activity is the, the exam. So this can identify what are the weakness, what are the strength, and correct them to to the final. Our student uh, get the objective. Okay, and in the other hand, we have the summative assessment, that is the assesses student performance and this is taken at the end of the instructional period. Collect evidence of student knowledge, skill, or proficiency. How? By exit learning products or a cumulative assessment. Okay, this one is used to evaluate the learning, the student learning, the skill acquisition, and academic achievement at the conclusion of a defined instructional period, typically at the end of the unit or at the end of a project or a course, semester, program, or a school year. I think that it's very necessary uh, using these two kind of assessment because we can help our student identify their weakness and help them to improve their learning. And finally, they are going to have a good grade. So it's very necessary to do that and identify uh, the way that they learn or the way that they have to be evaluated. Okay, that was my opinion. So thank you so much. I hope that you like my presentation. Thank you. Goodbye.